What is up and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to share with you the exact techniques that I use to get over my sugar addiction, which initially caused me to gain over 50 pounds and become really overweight and unhealthy. Now if you're interested in this topic, make sure you stay tuned for this entire video because I'm going to share some of the best tips you've ever heard in your entire life. I'm also going to share with you some of my really favorite snacks and recipe replacement that I found to replace sugar with. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Sepia and I've lost over 50 pounds over the past 3 years. And I've also just recently got a certificate in nutrition from Stanford University, and I'm really excited to share all of my knowledge here in this channel with you guys. My channel is all about health, nutrition, and weight loss. So if you're interested, make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for this entire video. Thank you so much. Okay guys, so in order for you guys to be able to trust me on the subject, and in order for you guys to be able to understand what the difference between this video and all the other videos on YouTube is for you to really understand the science of sugar, understand what it is and how it does metabolize in your body. Once you really understand that, then you will trust everything I say in this video and you will apply it and you will see results right away. So let's talk about what sugar is. Sugar is basically a soluble carbohydrate. There's simple sugars and complex sugars. Simple sugars are like glucose, fructose, and galactose. These are very simple compounds that have really simple structures. Compound sugar is basically all of these simple sugars binded together, and they're a little bit more complex. Your body is a very complex but simple machine that really doesn't care where you're getting your food from. When you eat macronutrients like protein, carbohydrates, and fat, what your body does that is going to break it down to simpler molecules. In case of carbohydrates, it's going to break it down into glucose. So it doesn't matter where you're getting your carbohydrates from, if it's coming from whole food grains, or if it's coming from white bread, or it's coming from fruits. At the end of the day, your body is going to break it down into a simple form of molecule of glucose. And glucose is basically a molecule that is responsible for your insulin response. I don't really want to get into the science of this any further than what I've just explained, but what I wanted you to know is to be able to understand that no matter where you're getting your carb sources from, at the end of the day, it comes down to glucose. So we really need to be careful about what we're consuming, especially if we're getting over an addiction and we want to stop being addicted to glucose. So we need to make sure we watch every source of glucose that we're consuming, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more right now. Okay guys, I'm going to say this once, and I know it's going to sound really intense, but I really hope the ones that need to hear this really pay attention, because we need to treat a sugar addiction just like a real addiction. I see a lot of videos of fitness models, people with abs, people who have discipline talking about keeping a balance. Yes, it's good for them that they can keep a balance, but if you're going through quitting an addiction, it's just like quitting heroin. You can't just have a little bit of heroin, you know, on the side when you feel like it or if you feel like you deserve it. It's because you need to really say goodbye to that compound for a very long time until it gets out of your system. So just like that, you can't really have that relationship with sugar. It's not about balance. If you really have a problem and you've actually put on 20 pounds because of it, if you're feeling unhealthy, you're unfit, you can't breathe, you can't control your appetite, and you feel hungry all the time, and you have all of these, you know, problems that you're dealing with, the last thing you need is balance. You really need to focus on quitting and getting over that addiction before you can find your balance. So this is the key, and I really hope you guys hear me out and you really pay attention to this point, because keeping a balance when you're losing weight, when you're trying to quit sugar or quit that addiction, is the last thing you want to do, trust me. Basically what we need to understand is that we have created a really bad relationship with sugar first, and then we really need to find out really great techniques that it would help us get over that and cope with that addiction to a point that we don't really crash and go back to sugar, you know, over and over again. We want to find out a solution that works for us long term, and this is exactly what I've done, and I'm so excited to share the other points in this video, so stay tuned. The second tip is to really change your environment, and this is a very serious matter. If you're trying to break a habit loop, you need to change your environment, change the room, change the couch, or you know, wherever that cheating or overeating happens, you need to change that environment so your brain recognizes it as a new phase. I've discussed discuss that in this video right here about Atomic Habit. It's a very good book by James Clear that I go over how to break out of a habits loop that you've created for yourself. It's actually very interesting. I will leave a link in the description below. You guys can check it out later. But for now, as a quick tip, make sure you make some changes so you understand that this is a new phase that you're going through and you're very serious about your goal. The most common mistake that a lot of my clients and I personally made during my weight loss journey was that when I was trying to quit sugar, I actually tried to cut down a lot of my calories because I was so excited to lose weight. But the problem was that when you try to cut down your calories, your body and your addiction basically comes from your body being addicted to having high glucose levels all the time. And as soon as that drops, you're gonna wanna have sugar. So in order to avoid that, you have to make sure your blood glucose level doesn't fall so short when you're not eating sugar. So if you're eating a lot of carbs, a lot of fat, and a lot of water during the day, that's not going to happen, and you're not going to crash, and you're not going to want sugar. So make sure you stay full for that period until you feel comfortable not having sugar for a long time. If this is hard for you to manage, make sure you talk to a nutritionist, or you can book an appointment with me and we can go through some of the tips that I would have specifically for your diet for you. But this is basically one of the best and most important tips that I would give anybody when they're trying to quit sugar. If you're finding this video helpful, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Get in the habit of saying no. This is so important, especially if you're a type of person who socializes a lot and goes to a lot of party and has a lot of friends like I did in the past. Trust me, this is the best thing you can do for yourself. When you go to a party, when you go to a gathering, you want to get into a habit of saying no. Let's say if you had 3 pieces of sweets before, now you're gonna have 2. The next time you're gonna have 1. The next time afterwards, you're gonna not have any kind of sweets at that party. And that's okay. It's not about balance at this point. You're going through, withdrawals, and when you go to a party, you're just so happy and excited because you're gonna get that sugar and you have a really good reason to follow it, right? And this is a habit you've created for yourself. So basically, you're very, very happy before you have that sweets. You have the sweets and you don't really feel good. Right afterwards, it's gonna make you feel like you're going back to your addiction. And the problem really rises the day after. The day after you wake up in the morning, you're gonna feel like you wanna just mess up everything. The worst problem is when you're quitting sugar and you have a little bit of sugar, your body is just gonna remember all of your bad habits and you're gonna go back to it. Honestly, I know this is gonna cost me a lot of subscribers and a lot of people clicking away, and I know it's not something you wanna hear, but I decided I'm gonna share with you my honest opinion and exactly what I did to be able to get over my sugar addiction. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you guys. I look like this, if you can see it. In order to be able to transform to the person who I am today, these are the steps that I took. These are the things that I did. I went through to be able to become the person I am today, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. Okay, as my next point, even though I said all of this, I wanted to tell you guys not to quit sugar. If you actually tell yourself you're gonna quit sugar, all you're gonna want is sugar. You wanna try to go back to sugar any chance you get. If you get your period, if you broke up with your boyfriend, if you got into a fight with your parents, any small thing that could happen, you're gonna wanna crave that sugar and you're gonna wanna go back to it. So what you need to do is to make sure you replace it. I've talked about it in this video over here. If you guys have time after this, make sure you click on it and watch it. And I talk about how I actually was able to personally replace the bad sugars I was eating with really good ones, but I'm going to give you a few pointers in this video as well. Sugar replacement has to be a very, very smart process, and it's all about preparation. You always have to make sure you have access to the sugary snacks that you want to have, and the ones that you don't want to have, you want to keep away. Let's say if you're a type of person like me who loves Nutella and ice cream. First of all, I don't buy it, I don't have it at house, so when I crave it, I don't have it. Honestly, if today I have sugary snacks at home, I will have it, no problem. There's nothing that can stop me. I can have it in the fridge for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. One day I'm gonna feel hungry and I'm gonna finish that tub of ice cream. So this is not something that will ever go away. It's just the fact that you have to be prepared for it. So the first thing you're gonna do is to buy flavored yogurts, jello, and puddings with smaller sizes and have that ready in the fridge at all times. So if you ever crave sugar, those are the things that you're gonna go to. They're smaller, you're not gonna munch on it, and you don't love it as much, so you're not gonna have so much of it. After, when you feel more comfortable with those sugary snacks and you don't crave Nutella and ice cream so much, you want to extend that a little bit further and start taking zero sugar and zero calorie snacks, such as these ones that I mentioned here, and the ones that I'm gonna go to Whole Foods and take a video for you, and I'm just gonna insert it right here. So those snacks are really good to have at home. And don't get me wrong, they're not the healthiest option, but if you are getting over your sugar addictions, anything is better than that. And the fact that you're not going to continue consuming that for a long time, you know, just kind of makes it okay, I guess. Hi guys, today I'm going to take you to Whole Foods for a very short trip to show you some of my favorite sugar replacement snacks. So follow me. Hey guys, so one of my favorite products if you're addicted to soda is stevia, because they're actually sweetened by stevia and they taste exactly like Diet Coke. Well, not exactly, but it's very similar. So if you're addicted to that carbonated sugary drinks, this is a very good replacement. My favorite brands is Lily's. They don't really add any sugar to their chocolates, and there's only 1 gram of sugar per 1/8 of a cup in this. Their chocolate chips, you can add it to any other baking goods that you're making at home, or you can actually melt it and add kind of frozen fruits to it and have it as a dessert. And also here we have Better Stevia. These are the best brand of stevia. Trust me, I've searched for this for many years to find out the best, healthiest brands for stevia. So this is something you want to add to your sugary drinks, and this is what it looks like. It has zero sugar, it's very natural, it's very good if you're going to add it to your coffee, to your baked goods and everything else. If you're looking to make really healthy treats, I think organic sprouted whole wheat flour is the best one to go to. It's because not only it's whole wheat, but it's also sprouted, so it's very healthy for you. So if you know me, you know that I love chocolate, and these are my favorite brands and my favorite flavors. So Halo Top and Cool Whey. This used to be called Cool Whey, like whey protein, but now they changed the name to Cool Whey. These are my top 2 favorite ice cream brands. So if you are into ice creams, you might as well switch to this and stop having those sugary ice creams forever. If you guys have seen any of my videos, you know that you shouldn't be consuming a lot of fruits when you're losing weight or you're quitting sugar. But you can always fit berries into your diet if you really have to. If it's nighttime and you're really craving sugar, you can melt a little bit of Lily's chocolate chips that I talked about earlier, put it in the microwave for 30 seconds and enjoy. These are my favorite. My favorite flavors are the berries, but they have peach rings, and they also have some other fruity flavors. So make sure you check them out. They have a really good website. You can check all the other stuff that they sell on their website as well. The next thing you can do is to make your own quick dessert. I usually spend about 5 to 10 minutes to make my own dessert, and I've listed all of them in a QuickBook recipe that is coming out this year. So if you're interested, make sure you leave a blue heart in the comment and I'll be sure to send them to you. I have a lot of delicious recipes like cupcakes, pancakes, peanut butter cakes, and so many other delicious goodies that is gonna be on there, and you guys can, you know, make it in 5 to 10 minutes, and I'm sure you're gonna love it. So make sure you let me know if you want them. Other than that, you can just make your own recipes. You can find them on Google. They're free, obviously. You guys can do that, and instead of, you know, going and buying your dessert or ordering food from outside, you make your own healthy dessert, and I think that's the best way to go about it. Now that we're talking about sugar, I wanted to talk about fruits and fruit juice. First of all, fruit juice shouldn't be a part of anyone's diet. Nobody needs fruit juice. Basically, when you're juicing a fruit, you're getting rid of all the soluble and insoluble fiber, and you're left with fructose, which is really bad for your body. So you're drinking fructose instead of, you know, having a whole fruit. To be honest with you guys, the only reason a lot of nutritionists suggest having fruits instead of other sugary sources is because fruits have minerals and they have vitamins and they have fibers, and they know that you're not going to be able to quit sugar. So they give you something a little bit better, but it's still sugar. It has the same effect as we talked about in the beginning of this video. So if you're really serious about your weight loss, fruits such as banana, grapes, and sugary fruits like pineapple and mango should not be a part of your diet until you are feeling like you can't go without sugar for at least 3 months. The only fruits that I recommend you guys can add to your diet are raspberries, blueberries, and blackberries. They're really good. You could add it to your oatmeal, to your smoothies and shakes, but stay away from everything else for as long as you're going through that period of quitting, and after that you could gradually add that to your diet. For example, just recently started adding banana and citrus to my diet after 2 years of not consuming sugar at all. So this is something that I had to do for a while until I came out of that addiction, and then I started reintroducing healthy sugar snacks and fruits and things like that to my diet. That's about it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I put a lot of thoughts and I had to really dig deep to my habits and really go back and see what I was thinking, what methods I followed, and how actually I put things together in order to be able to lose the weight I did. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. I put a lot of time and effort into them, and it makes me really happy and motivated when I see you guys subscribing and liking my videos. It just makes me want to make more for you guys. Thank you so much for being a part of my YouTube journey. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.